Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel and happy early birthday to those of you celebrating August. This is your August 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossbred as always, and I also put an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So, do that now. Okay, one of the dice fell, because of course. But we have Capricorn energy, that's your fifth house of romance, creativity, children. We have Saturn, also Capricorn vibes, although Saturn's currently in Aquarius, which is your sixth house, and I have to go get the other one, so hold on a second. Alright, and we have 7. So that's your 7th house, Pisces, which is relationships, partnerships, contracts. So keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. We'll get started with that now. Alright, in the main situation position, we have the 7 of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy, which for you guys is your 3rd house of communication. And of course, this is definitely a confused looking energy, right? I always point out how we can clearly see what's in those cups, but that person's quite literally in the dark. So it could just be saying on the one hand, maybe you have a lot of people communicating with you. For example, maybe especially toward the end of the month when your season kicks off, you might just feel like a lot more people are in your energy. But it feels like for whatever reason you're not necessarily seeing things clearly right now. Maybe you have a lot of options and you're trying to decide on which to choose. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. I feel like this could just be saying that you might have a lack of faith too. And the reason I say that is in the challenger obstacle position, we have the 2 of Swords, which is Libra energy, and the High Priestess. So High Priestess is definitely about trusting your intuition. And then with this energy here, we see the blindfold, right? We see the arms crossed covering the heart. We see the water, which is a symbol of emotions. We see the actual moon, which is another symbol of emotions. So on the one hand, it could just be saying that you're torn, right? Where you're really trying to look at something logically, also trying to tap into your intuition too, because you feel like you're not able to trust what you're seeing right in front of your eyes, right? So I feel like there could be a lot of doubt around that. And the term that comes to mind is, you know how that saying goes, I'll believe it when I see it. But here I feel like this is saying that the vibe that I'm getting from this spread is you guys are actually being asked to do it the other way around, which is to say, think of it as, I'll see it when I believe it, you know? So guys just might actually have to have a little bit more faith this month. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Sun. So this is a pretty light, playful energy. Of course, it could just be a super generic thing saying that as we get toward the end of the month, the Sun will move into your sign. But I feel like it's saying more than that. Again, I feel like there's something that's white, right out in the open, probably clear, but for whatever reason you seem to be second guessing that, you know? So like I said, you're seeing something, but you're not trusting it, so then you're trying to rely on your intuition, right? And trying to depend on logic. But I feel like even with all those extra steps you're taking, you're not getting the answer. So that's why I'm saying, you know, this month I keep getting that vibe of, like I said, instead of I'll believe it when I see it, it's more of I'll see it when I believe it. So that's what I'm getting from that. Past energy, we have Page of Cups. Now, for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe the reason that you're feeling this way is in the past you might have taken an opportunity and, you know, maybe you didn't think it through all the way, and that might have backfired on you. Because, of course, we see the cup coming, the fish coming out of that cup there. So to me, that represents usually something that's rushed and put together, and you know, no one's really checked everything out to make sure it was ready to go. So that could have been, you know, maybe that's why you're a little gun shy now, right? Maybe you did take a bit of a risk and take a chance on something in the past, and you might have gotten burned in the process. So that could be what's making you a bit overly cautious now. Now, for some of you, that could have been around a creative project. Given that the cups can represent creativity, of course, could have been around a relationship as well. But yeah, it looks like there might have been something that you did bring out in the past, or someone brought your way and you accepted it, and then it ended up backfiring, and I feel like you still might have that stuck in your head. All right. In the present position, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, which we saw come up in your dice as well. And we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, that's the interesting thing too, where with seeing the Ace of Wands here, I feel like this is saying that there is a desire for you to do something, but you just might not, you might be lacking direction a little bit, so there could be, for example, the fact that we're going to have Mars moving through your sign all of August. Maybe that's part of the reason where you have that fire lit under you, but until Mercury comes into your sign, which is around the middle of August, you might feel like you don't have an actual specific direction you want to go in, so it could just be as simple as that. Maybe saying that as we come into the month, yeah, that's great that you're going to have all this energy in your sign, but it might just be saying that, until Mercury, especially since you guys are ruled by Mercury, actually joins the party around the middle of the month, you might just be feeling a little bit unsure of what direction you want to take. All right, in the near future position, we have the Eight of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here. For some of you, this can be around career decisions, given that we do see a little bit of Pentacle energy there, and this is actually the 10th house of career and social status for you guys. So could just be pointing to that. So maybe you're trying to make a decision around your career path right now, but just not necessarily feeling comfortable making that move. But yeah, I mean, all of the energy I'm seeing here, obviously the Seven of Cups we talked about, Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and I'm pretty sure the title for your reading last month was Not Ready. So I feel like you're still in that energy right now. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Hermit, which is actually the major arcana card for your sign, and the Star, which is the major arcana card for Aquarius. So to see this coming up in reverse, yeah, I feel like this is just another indicator where you're not feeling sure of yourselves right now. There could be a multitude of reasons why that's the case. I mentioned a few of them already, but that's just really what's screaming out at me in this reading overall, where you just, aren't trusting yourselves for whatever reason. With the Hermit card, obviously, especially since it's your sign, I feel like this is saying you guys are really evaluating the situation. Probably a little bit too much at this point, quite frankly, but I feel like you're really just trying to, find your way back to the light. And with the Star card, this is definitely a positive thing, which to me says you will get there, especially since Aquarius energy is the 6th house, and that's the house you guys naturally rule. Of course, you guys have Saturn there, so that is, let's not downplay. That could be a bit of a rough transit. But, yeah. And not only that, I would also point out that there's going to be 2 full moons in Aquarius this year. There's going to be the time I'm recording this, it hasn't happened yet, but it's coming up right at the very start of Leo season. And there's going to be one toward the very end of Leo season. So this could be saying, if nothing else, keep an eye out for some occurrences during the time of those full moons, and maybe they'll actually shed some insight into your situation. Or shed some light on it, rather, I should say. That'll give you some additional insight. In the environment position, we have the 10 of Cups. So yeah, I mean, again, this is another card that makes me think of what I was saying. Like I said, this month you might have to drill into your head. I'll see it when I believe it, right? I feel like this is saying that, your faith is being tested in some way. But with that sun in the foundation, the 10 of Cups in the environment, I feel like it's saying the opportunity is there for you, but you actually have to, really see it for yourselves. So until you do, I feel like it's going to elude you a little bit, And I mean, like I said, there's astrological transits that could point to why you're feeling that way, so it's not like meant to be critical, but I'm just saying that, it's interesting actually the way the spread looks, where it's like there's things out in the open right in front of you, but for whatever reason you seem to be doubting them. But yeah, that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. So for some of you, this can be around romantic connections, especially since we did see the 7th house come up as one of your dice, and then also this is Pisces energy, which is your opposite sign, but can be around finances as well. Just pretty much anything in general. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. In the hopes or fears position, we have the 2 of Cups. So I'm going to assume this is a hope. pretty positive energy. People usually do like to see the Two of Cups in their spread. But yeah, I would say, of course, this can, again, be another indicator for somebody just is hoping to get into a romantic connection where you feel like you have a meeting of the minds where both people are on the same page, right? But also for you guys, especially since this is Cancer energy and that's your 11th house, this can be around groups and friendships too. So maybe you're just looking for things on the friend level where you feel like you're connecting with people better. So it doesn't necessarily have to be romance. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Nine of Cups. So again, more positive energy here. This is Pisces energy as well. And again, I hate to say it, but the term just keeps popping up in my head, which is to say, I'll see it when I believe it. This is another thing that I'm feeling here with this Nine of Cups representing that energy of contentment, when you're actually happy with yourselves and, know what you bring to the table, that tends to bring more things your way. So on the one hand, you could look at the Ten of Cups in the environment and then see the Nine in the outcome and feel like you're taking a step back. But I feel like this is more of saying that you actually have to get here, and the environment has this waiting for you once you do. So definitely a positive. So like I said, that's why I didn't want to come across as like critical. I just wanted to really drive the point home that was really just screaming out at me with the spread. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like eventually you're going to get there. For some of you, like I said, maybe it's going to be some insights you might get around those Aquarius full moons. For others of you, it just might come across totally at random through the month of August, but it does look like you get there either way. So overall, definitely a positive. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So again, maybe it's just really having faith in your own power, as far as the Magician energy showing up at the bottom of the deck saying, that power of manifestation. And really, if we put him back in the spread, he's kind of pointing right toward the Ten of Cups too. So I feel like this is saying whatever this is something that you've been manifesting anyway, but it just looks like you're the one who aren't necessarily believing it when you're seeing it with your eyes. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you might have to, really just rely on faith a little bit this month. So hope it resonated with you guys, but we'll move on to your Oracle card now. We have the Fate. There's the artwork, and the number is 17. So, let's see what it says. Okay, it says fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Oracle's message. The Serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. So, interesting message there, and I will say, when I was looking at the number 17 on that made me think of the fact that the Star card is also 17, which we see in the position of your influence, and that is the card that comes after the Tower card in the Major Arcana. So that could be what this is. Maybe you guys have undergone a Tower moment, and this is the residual effect of that, right? Where you're a little bit gun shy toward moving toward anything. But to me, that message is saying that, whatever that was, it might have been clearing the way for the next thing that's going to be in your lives, which looks pretty positive from what I'm seeing. The relationship message says other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in a relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So, pretty positive message there as well. Hopefully that resonated with you. And the prosperity message says your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in a moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So again, pretty positive message there. Where it mentioned where to go. Underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. That made me think of the Ten of Cups energy there too in the environment. Where, like I said, it looks like there could be something that you're not trusting, right? But I feel like this is saying whatever's being cleared away is actually going to lead to better things for you guys. But hopefully that resonated as well. And lastly, we have Mudra for you guys. So this is your Mudra for the month. It's the Samputa Mudra. The keyword for it is presence. And alright, there's the info on it there. If you want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say, but it says balances all five elements, benefits the heart and lungs, reduces mental and emotional suffering, serves as a gateway to directly experience your own original nature. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. Once again, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in August, and I'll see you guys next month. Alright, bye.